This conference will now be recorded.
Hello there. Good morning and good evening. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, sorry for the delay. Having some problem with the network. I tried to network, then I had to come to my original network. If you feel any lag, any delay, or not able to see the screen, not able to hear my voice, please put it in the chat so I will know that there is some problem. Because minimum network, the chat will come through at least. Okay. So instead of talking, you can just put me in the chat that not able to hear like that. Okay. So let's get started. So we have our two VMs that we created in the last class. Okay, it's up and running. Can you please mute yourself? Okay, I'm doing it. All right. Okay, so let me ask you this question. Have you created VMs on your system, probably on the class or before the class? Only Taha created it. Anybody else? No one? Okay, Dell. Yeah, great. So how much time does it take? How much time does it took for you to create a VM or two VMs? All right, just tell me one VM, okay? One VM. Approximately. I know you didn't keep a count. One VM. 25, roughly 1 hour. 1 hour, okay. 1 hour is too much. 25 minutes, okay, fine. Complete VM up, okay, like login, reboot, everything. 25. So yeah, we can say, um, yeah, 30 minutes. So you can see approximately 30 minutes, right? Half an hour time. Plus there are a few more steps that needs to be done, like probably I will ask you to create a user, install some package, change some configuration file once the VM is come up. So you can say 45 minutes. Let's say you're very good, you keep doing it again and again, so you know you mastered it almost, and you can do it very quickly, but the system has its own limit. So anyways, 20 minutes. What if I tell you what you did in half an hour can be done in 3 to 4 minutes? That too with very less commands. Interesting, right? Yeah. So I'll show you that magic today. Okay, but first let's log into this VM and see how to access the Linux machine remotely. Okay, so I have here the CentOS machine that I created yesterday, and that one is Ubuntu. So I hope I remember the password. That's the problem with the complicated password, you don't remember, but I'll give you a trick later. Yeah, okay, I remember. Now this is like just connecting to a monitor. Okay, like we are seeing the monitor of a computer. So this is the command to see the IP address in CentOS 7. Okay, you can write that now in the VM. Okay, in the VM, we are in the VM, CentOS VM. Whose mouse is not working? Mouse not working, just press control button on the right side, on the right control button on your keyboard. It will release the mouse. So here you see there are three network interface. You see 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I asked you a question, how many network interface your laptop has. First you said one, then you said two, and then we agreed, yes, we have two. But you know there's one more, and it's not actual interface, it's a virtual interface, you can say. It's called as loopback. Okay, it's computer's own IP, you can say. Like, you know, you must have given a name to yourself, right? Like probably you must be calling yourself Iron Man or Captain America. All right, or Black Widow, I don't know. You give yourself a name. Okay, big Avengers fan, by the way. So you must have given some name to yourself. So like that, a computer gives name to itself, and that's 127.0.0.1. Yeah, I know that's dumb. Should have given some interesting name, but anyways, that's itself. All right. The people who are outside the other computer doesn't care what is this. Everyone have their own name. Okay, this is this, but they have all same name. Anyways, so that's a loopback interface. It's virtual interface. This second one is the network interface, NAT, attached to NAT network. Okay. Then the third one is the one that we created, extra adapter. Okay, and we have connected it to bridged. And see, if you'll see, it will get an IP address 192.168.0.5. Okay, now this IP is given by my Wi-Fi router to this VM. This IP is given by the virtual box DHCP service. This is given by my Wi-Fi router. So this IP address will be in the same range as my laptop's IP or any computer in my network. Okay, I can confirm that. I'm going to open command prompt, and this is my computer. Okay, not the VM. Command prompt IP config, and you see my laptop IP given by the Wi-Fi router is 192.168.0.4, and this VM is 192.168.0.5. They're both in same network. They will have the same gateway also. Okay, so that's the default gateway 192.168.0.1. To find the default gateway here, you have to run the command void route hyphen n. There's one more command that I'll tell you later. Route command itself, okay, ignore it for now. Okay, let's not do Linux commands now, you'll get more confused. So that's a IP. Now I can use that IP to connect to this VM in my network, in my house. Okay, like today I'm in my house. All right, so at my house, whatever computers I have, okay, all these computers can connect to this VM by using this IP. They need a tool, a SSH client. There will be SSH service running. SSH is a service which will help us connect the Linux machine. We can connect the Linux machine by using SSH remotely. Okay, remote connection. So we have one is putty. I guess you got the mail, right? I've sent you. In that mail, you must be having the download link to download and install putty. So download putty. Now SSH, okay, are you hearing me? Yeah. Okay, so SSH is a service running in the Linux machine, okay? And you need a client to connect to that service. So putty is an SSH client, okay? Some people call it putty, some call it putty, whatever you call, it does the same work. So I'm going to say download putty and go with the alternative binary 64-bit, okay? 32-bit people, you can download 32-bit one, okay? 64-bit, download it, open it. Okay, I guess we will have an issue to connect it. Okay, let's do it. Let's try 192.168.0.5. That's the IP. Okay, say open, say yes, give the username root and the password. Yeah, connected. Yeah, pretty small, right? Let's increase its font size. Where is this option? Change settings, appearance, font, 14 bold. Okay, apply. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, IP address show. See that? Connected to the same machine. You can run the hostname command and get the hostname of the system if you have set it. Right? While we are creating the VM last class, I have set the hostname as Devops box. right? So PuTTY is one client that can help you connect a Linux machine remotely, and this is how you will do. You will use PuTTY or any other SSH client to connect your Linux machines. Okay, your Linux machine will be on the cloud, on some data center somewhere on the planet, uh, or some virtual machine, anything you have. Okay, any Linux machine will have a SSH service running. Any Linux server will have SSH service running, and to connect it, you're going to use SSH client. So PuTTY is an SSH client. Well, there is one more. We're going to use Git Bash. Now Git Bash is a multi-purpose utility. Its main intention is of version control system. Its main purpose, main features are of version control system that we'll learn later. But it comes with so many goodies, and I literally love this tool when I want to connect to a Linux machine because I don't need anything else then. So you can download the Windows one. Again, macOS user, if you're there, let me know. See, download Git Bash. Again, actually I already have it downloaded and installed. Okay, and install it. Okay, default. Next, next, next. Finish, done. Open Git Bash. All right, for now, everyone, Git Bash is a terminal to execute commands. That's all, nothing else. Everyone clear? What is Git Bash? It's a terminal to execute commands. That's all. All right, so you don't tell me later with Git Bash I did this, with Git Bash I did that. No, Git Bash is just to execute commands. Now I want to do SSH to our machine. So here I can do SSH, give the username as root, @ and the IP address 192.168.0.5. Okay, this. Just give me a moment. Oh, this is my system's problem actually. You won't get this problem. See here.